protests at proposals to deal with the legacy of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Among some 30 recommendations, what sparked particular outrage was the plan to pay £12,000 to the families of all those who died during the period, innocent civilians, as well as the paramilitaries who killed them. The Prime Minister, who will now consider the proposal, said he understood the feelings of those bereaved and would never forget the innocent victims in Northern Ireland. There's flash photography in this report by our Ireland correspondent Mark Simpson.
The conflict in Northern Ireland isn't over. It's now being fought with words.
Just stop it, will you? Just stop it! Sir, we're going to have to ask for some people to be removed. We really don't want to have to do it.
This was supposed to be an event devoted to reconciliation, but it suddenly became recrimination. What everyone else was waiting for was the launch of the report into how to deal with Northern Ireland's bitter past. Sinn Féin's Gerry Adams was the focus of much of the protest, and it took 10 minutes to restore order. What angered the demonstrators was the report's recommendation that all the families of the victims of the Troubles be given £12,000, even the relatives of IRA bombers killed by their own bomb. But those who wrote the report said it should simply be seen as a gesture of goodwill towards all the families still grieving.
It is only that, an acknowledgement, and a small way of saying, we're sorry for your troubles.
There were repeated interruptions.
And this community is heading for disaster. If the people of Northern Ireland are prepared to accept this absolutely disgusting proposal.
After the event was over, the arguments restarted between some of the families of the dead.
I'm Irish. Are you not Irish? No, sir. Everybody see the hand. Hold on a minute. You're telling me your story. Finish it. And I'll tell you mine. That's the problem in this country. Well, why don't we get peace instead of it? Your brother was an IRA man. He was shot 5 times. My mum and dad were totally innocent. They were murdered by 2 IRA men.
They died in the Shankill bomb 15 years ago, as did the bomber. It's the fact that his relatives would receive the same money as the other families that has so annoyed unionists.
The money means nothing to me if my parents, who were innocent victims, are going to be put in the same category as IRA scum who murdered my parents.
We can't keep going on back in the past. You know, there has to be a stop. I have 9 children and we must move forward.
The arguments and the controversy overshadowed the publication of what is a detailed report. Dealing with the past is the last major hurdle facing the peace process, and on the evidence of today, it's going to be the most difficult. Mark Simpson, BBC News, Belfast.
Well, let's talk to Mark in Belfast now. Mark, how much does this reveal the tension still simmering under the surface in Northern Ireland?
Well, let's face it, Fiona, Belfast has been transformed in recent years, and what happened today doesn't change all that, but I think today was one of those days where you saw evidence of the fact that the peace process may have solved some of the problems here in Northern Ireland, but certainly not all of them, and I think it's perhaps evidence that perhaps some of the problems here are only being managed, they're not being solved. The big irony, of course, at the moment is of its stormont, Unionist and Republican politicians are getting on better than ever, but on the ground still, it's a very different story.
Mark Simpson, Belfast, thank you. There are 2 dire warnings on Britain's ailing economy today. The International Monetary Fund